There we go. Okay, now you guys can hear me. Hey, it's been a while, a little rusty. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, you all had a good last couple of weeks. What in the world is even going on right now? If anyone can even put their 2 cents and all the nonsense and the BS that's occurring with the Democratic Party, Disney, Coca-Cola, you name it. It is insane. So we're going to let a few people sign on, get logged on. I'm actually going to log on the chat so I can see everybody. It should not take me that long. If you guys have any questions, definitely we'll talk. Let's see. LA2S. Got to type in my password here. Hopefully I don't lip it and you guys log on and do some crazy things. There we go. All right, Trudy, how you guys doing? I know about Sesame Street. We're going to talk about that as well. It is insane on what is actually going on. So, Muffets, the Muffet babies. Apparently, the Muffet Show is offensive. Sesame Street, why can't that be offensive as well? Coca-Cola apparently has an ad, or they made a statement that they want people to stop being so white. That's kind of a racial comment in itself. I mean, if we went around and said, hey, you need to be less Asian, you need to be less black, you need to be less Indian, Mexican, whatever, that is a racial comment. So by saying that, we need to be more or less white is actually racist in itself. And it is just boggles my mind. So Coca-Cola, you guys just lost my service. Not that I drink you guys anyways, barely, but words can't even fathom how messed up this is. Jeep Cherokee. Yeah. Diane, if I pronounce your name right, if I pronounce it wrong, I apologize. But you're right. Why Jeep Cherokee? That's offensive, right? A Ford Ranger. That's offensive to Rangers. It's stupid. People, we are living in a society that is looking for reasons to be offensive. Now, there was this episode, this just came to my head to actually use this as an example. I don't know if anyone knows about South Park. South Park is full-fledged offensive. But there was this one episode where Token, he was a black child, and I think it was Kyle, made a comment. It ended up being... No, it wasn't that one. It was the flag one. The flag was considered racism. So the chef, bear with me, he was preaching that this flag was racist. And he was very offended that the kids could not see it. The problem is the kids weren't looking at it as offensive. They was looking at it as a stupid thing. So the problem is we have the far left that's saying this is offensive. This is offensive. I can't believe why you don't know this, because they are looking at everything. They are breaking everything down, and they are determining what is offensive and what is not. Some of us will see something and they'll say, you know what, I don't care. And it's not offensive. I have been called a racial slur before. CRAC, you guys can finish the rest. Whatever. I don't care. Go about your way. I'm Hispanic. People use Hispanic slurs all the time. And the problem is we have better things to focus on. I understand racism is a big issue. It's something that's not going to go away. I wish it would, but it's not. But by putting all these red tape on everything, finding something that even isn't even there with the Muffet Show, drives me crazy. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. I'm going to cover that in a second. Brian, thanks for joining. It's just really, I've been trying to too much gather my thoughts on how to discuss this whole Muffet Coca-Cola thing. But it's just so ridiculous. There is nothing that could properly explain why they would say it. I understand the old-fashioned commercials. Yeah, back in the day, back in like the 40s or 50s, all those. Yeah, they might be a little bit offensive because those were the times. We need to change with the times as well. They want to put us against it. And I'm going to spin off that real quick. We'll talk about the next thing about Texas. we all know what's going on in Texas. Now, everything is always intertwined together. So if I'm jumping back and forth, just understand everything is always included with everything else. Um, with what you were saying, Trudy, how they try to pin us to distract us from what's really going on. My mindset is we need to be able to call out our own Republicans when they are stepping out of line, and we need to give Democrats their due. Now, yes, they are trying to get us right there. David, you said something about AOC. Thinks racist drive. You know, I didn't hear her say that. I don't know. If she did, show it to me. I'd be more than happy to. Honestly, I really don't know. I work full time, David, as you know, and it's really hard to be on top of everything, which brings me to something we were going to talk about. Someone asked, like, Rob, you don't seem to be on top of it during the day. You seem to not have all the information. Well, I'm sorry. I work full time. So I work 40 to 50 hours a week and I got a family. Their reply was, well, how can you expect to be our congressman if you can't even keep up with everything that's going on? Well, my reply is, well, I would have more than 40, 50 hours a week of actually doing this as a job. So what I'm working at right now in Valley Foods, I wouldn't be working there. This would be my full-time privilege to do and serve the people, which means I am on top of it every second of every day, fighting for our freedoms, ensuring that everything is actually being taken care of, and fighting for those who actually try not to do anything. That's why I need you guys' help. If you all know of any situation that's going on, or hey, you see an article or something that comes across the news, send it to me. You all got my phone number. If you don't, it's 330-531-1007. I'll be more than happy to get on top of it, talk about it, see what we can do to improve. AOC apparently raised $2 million for Texas because of what's going on. We all know what's going on down there. You know what? Kudos on her. Good job. You know, I don't really see any other Republicans trying to raise money. Now they probably are. But at the start, you know, she was at it. I don't like her. Everyone knows I don't like AOC. But you got to give someone their dues when they do something good. And I think that's the only thing that she has ever done that was good. Oh, yes. This is my coffee mug. This is my wife bought it for me. You guys don't know. See if I can't do it. I did turn 40. So yes, I will bring that up. Thank you for the birthday wishes. If you guys want to do anything, find an organization. I'll actually look some up myself that are helping people in Texas, because there are over 11 million people who don't have power still. They're all struggling, which I think is ridiculous. It should have been fixed after day one. The military has a surplus of generators. I know that they're creating shelters in place for individuals so they can go and keep warm, which is great, but that they did not move fast enough. In regards to Ted taking his family to Cancun, you know what? Send your family, but you shouldn't have left. You are a servant. You are our elected official. You are there to take care of the people. Is it solely your responsibility? No, it is not. You have the city council. You got your wards. You have your congressman. You have a state representative. You have your state senators. You have everyone, commissioners, your governors, your mayors. They all should have came together. So it wasn't really just Ted Cruz's fault. No. Should he have gone to Cancun? No. He did apologize, so I'll give him that. He did make a mistake and he did own it. He is doing his best to fix what's going on. I think they could have acted a little faster. Surprisingly, Biden still hasn't shown up, which is insane. So hopefully, if you guys know anyone in Texas, send them your prayers. If you're not religious, you know, just hold it in your heart, and hopefully everything gets better and they get power and they go back to their lives. I've seen cars covered in ice. It's sick. It's sad. It really, not sickening. It's sad. So hopefully things get better. We get them. They did, and that's why I don't really blame Ted Cruz. I'm not going to sit there and bash him. The Democrats, all of them do it. Democrats, Republicans, they all do it. Do I think they should? No. Do I think they need to get put in their place when they do something wrong? Yes. And Ted did, and he apologized, and he went right to work. That's all we all can ever ask for. We all know they're human, and they will make mistakes. Owning it, to me, means a lot. He owned his mistake, and now he's doing his best to fix it, which is good. And that's all you can have asked for. As for the Dems, they don't really care. They said, I mean, Ted came back. All the Democrats, the far left Democrats, what they did was they stayed where they're at. They didn't do anything. They didn't apologize because in their eyes and everyone else's eyes that support them is that they are right. They deserve to go to Hawaii or wherever they wanted to go and spend all this time while we were all suffering. The electric bills, mean like the money that they pay Trudy? I haven't heard anything about that. I'm hoping they don't have to pay. I mean, that would be kind of stupid if they did. Yeah. So he was working on it before. I mean, again, I'm only saying that, maybe he shouldn't have gone, but he did come right back. And he's making amends for it. I'm not gonna sit there and bash him like everybody else is. I mean, he just made a mistake. Whatever. I'm not gonna really hold that against him because he did own it, and that's my biggest thing is I want people to own their mistakes. Electric bills. In Texas, electric bills in the thousands. I'm gonna have to look that up. I haven't really honestly seen that at all. But again, too, like I said, I work 40 hours. It's hard for me to actually can't have my phone on me. I can't be apprised of everything 24/7. I normally wait till I come home and I look at it whenever chance I get. I know you know this, Trudy. I'm not in any way assaulting you. I'm sure you know this is for anyone else that's watching who hasn't watched me before. Is I do work full time. I try to look at my phone whenever I can, but always I do have a job to do, and I gotta take that job serious because I gotta provide for my family. How I can be on top of it when I'm elected official? Well, I wouldn't be working in Valley Foods if I get elected. Being elected, being your servant, would be my privilege, and I would be doing that, and I would be on top of everything. I'd always be there, always be accessible, and when something happens, we're on top of it that second. They had a state-owned electric company. Yeah, I'll look into that. Honestly, I didn't hear that at all. Terrence, thanks for joining. John, thanks for joining. Another thing I want to talk about is I know I do have some Democrats who watch me, and a lot of individuals, my Republican friends, ask, hey, Rob, why is it that you actually speak not highly of, but you support some Democrats? It's not the Democrats' policy, it's the people. I don't look at it as Republicans and Democrats. It's more complex than that. Now, if I just shun an individual, a friend of mine who's a Democrat, and I refuse to talk to him, that right there is discrimination. Because they believe things I don't, even though it's really, to me, it's crazy. It's insane. What they believe is nonsense. Right? Well, wouldn't that be the same thing as a Christian or a Catholic not talking to or shunning a Jewish individual or a Buddhist individual or any other religion that's not theirs? No, we have, oh, there goes my son. He's throwing a lion at me. You want to come say hi? You're the only one that gets me off track. All right. See? You say hi? You're on the camera? Yeah? Are you ready for bed? Bed? Be good? Give me a hug? Be good, okay. All right. You guys have to see it. I have the doors like right there to my bedroom. This is like my man. I'll actually show it to you guys once I'm done cleaning it. All right. But all I saw was a flying lion going across my computer. I'm like, okay. So again, my son is the only person who can get me off track and lose where I was talking to or talking about. electric bills. So I don't even know where I was. I'm sorry. He's the only one that can do that. Um, Democrats and Republicans. That's right. Thank you. Um, I will never not be friends with a Democrat. I won't. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to let their beliefs, their views, regardless of how ridiculous it is, stop me from sitting with them and watching a football game and watching a baseball game. I have a lot of Democratic friends. I work with some Democrats and I love talking to them. We have completely different views on the Second Amendment, on pro-life slash pro-abortion, about the immigration, about Black Lives Matters and all this other stuff. But we can still be civil. We can talk and we can just hang out and just be human. To me, it's the same thing as a Catholic being friends with a Jew, Catholic being friends with a Buddhist. You know, our religion is our religion, and that's how all the other religions, my understanding, is preach. It's their religion is the only one. That's how Catholics do it. Do I really believe that? I believe there is one God, and God shows his face. I'm not trying to pull religion on anybody. God comes to you on how you can comprehend him. So you might have many faces. So that's the only reason why I'm saying I don't mind supporting some Democrats. Do I support their beliefs? No. I will always support the Second Amendment without wavering in any way. I'm pro-life. I'm for legal immigration. I am for bringing businesses back to America, not getting back into China's pocket. Those things I will never waver from. But I do think there's a bunch of other issues out there that we do need to work together on. And by doing that, we can build a relationship with the things we do agree on. And then when we come to the things we don't agree on, it will not be a hissy fit high school backyard fight. It'll be more, a little heated discussion, but it won't be so brutal. The cancel culture, I'm against that. It's like, listen, you have your beliefs. It's your beliefs. You should be allowed to have it. You should be able to voice your beliefs without being shunned. And we are. I really feel that as Republicans are being shunned for our beliefs. We are being attacked every single day for our beliefs. When we believe we are right. They believe they are right. The same concept for anyone who's in the military. Now, bear with me because this is going to come to our next subject with what's going on with, ISIS and the Taliban, all those crazy individuals. They believe they are right. ISIS believes they are the good guy. Obviously, they're not, but they do. So we need to show them the right way, but we can't give in to their craziness, which goes into our next thing I want to talk about, which Biden is clearly not saying anything about it. However, it's on ABC News. It's all over the place. But the U.S. says that we will respond to the Iraqi missiles when we decide we want to. So for the last 2 weeks, if you guys don't know, we have been attacked. All right. Right now, a rocket's attack in Iraq marks a third time in 1 week. All right, there's a green zone, which is like, hey, you don't, no war, whatever. But they already got some missiles in that area and it exploded. No one really got hurt this time, but there were some individuals hurt over last week. Now, why have we not struck back? I am not about war. I really am. I know I'm a Marine, but I really am not. But I'm not going to sit there and get pushed around. Biden is now allowing our enemies to test us. They're sending missiles, little sparks here and there, not necessarily directly on our base, because they know if they do, that it will be all out. But they're testing. Right now what they're doing is they're testing Biden and his current administration, and we are failing. We are failing miserably Biden needs to step up. Our senators, our congressmen and women need to step up, speak out, and we need to defend our nation. Our troops that are currently still overseas, we need to make sure they know that we have their livelihood protected. And right now we don't. It's going to be another Benghazi, and it's not right. This administration needs to act. It needs to act accordingly, not just say, we will act, quote unquote. I'll read it for you. The Biden administration says it's still assessing who is responsible for the attack. Okay, I get it. You don't know who's responsible. That's fine. Why aren't we defending our positions? Because clearly someone is testing us. 5 Americans and killed 1 foreign contractor working for the U.S. All right. It injured 5 Americans and killed 1 foreign contractor. But we reserve our right to respond, quote, the right to respond at the time and place of our choosing. What in the hell does that even freaking mean? Time and place? I mean, obviously we know the place that we need to defend. We need to go. We're going to go to Alaska when this thing's happen in Iraq? No. Are we going to go to Australia? No. We know where we got to go. So I urge Tim Ryan, you're my congressman. I urge you to speak up to ensure our soldiers are defended properly, that we actually ensure that we bring up our defense. Because right now we are being tested. They do this every administration. Every time an administration changes, no matter who it is, Democrat, Republican, whoever, Republican to a new Republican, Democrat to a new Democrat, it doesn't matter. They will test the current administration and see how far they can go. They knew, because they tested Trump, you know. He knows he's not tested to be. He'll just, he'll put his foot down. Biden clearly has no idea what is his foot. He has no idea what's going on. So if you guys have any friends, families, my prayers go out to everyone who's currently deployed. Lost my page here. Thought he couldn't. But believe it or not, Brian, I have reached out to other congressmen and women, and this is something I want to make a promise to you guys right now. Is if you go on any one of their sites, any congressman or woman, they have you type in your information before you can even start sending them a message. If you're not one of their constituents, then you can't contact them. It directs you right to whoever yours is. I understand that there is a lot of individuals contacting people, but maybe like for us, for example, our congressman is not too reliable. So I will ensure that when I get wherever I'm elected, hopefully it's replacing Tim Ryan, is that there will not only be a place for each and every single one of you within the district to contact me, I will have another section set up. So that way, if you're not, and if you feel that your current official is not approaching your needs and what you want, message me there. And this is obviously down the road, but I will always be contactable, even if you're not in this area. Obviously, be a separate little window, whatever the case is. But I will make sure, because what I'll do is I'll go down to whoever your elected official is or whoever it is you're trying to get a hold of. I will kick down that door and I will give the phone right to him and make sure they contact you, him or her. Because that's their damn job, is to talk to you so that you can be able to reach out to them without any type of issue whatsoever. And I'm going to say this right now, but I already know I burnt my bridge with the Republican Party. Jane Timken, when she was the chairwoman, before I ran for the first race, I reached out to her for 2 months before I announced I was running. 2 months. I sent 3 messages within those first 2 months. No reply. I jumped in the race. I still sent messages. I've still sent messages to this day. I've only received 2 responses, both of which were last week. And the only response I got was, I forwarded your email along. Now keep in mind, it's been over 2 years. And that's all I got. of over 200 emails and like 150 some odd phone calls and messages. I've tried reaching out to them to say, hey, I would love to sit down and talk with you. This is who I am. This is what I bring to the table. And this is where I feel like I best fit. And I would love to work with the party to help the people. So for Jane Timken, you don't got my support until you at least apologize and acknowledge what happened. I understand you're not the chairwoman anymore. And I respect some of the things that you have done. But I also think that we deserve a response. I know that this was not your personal email, especially since you looked at me in the eyes after I talked to you in December of last year, after I sent continuous emails and phone calls, and I said, hey, this is what's going on. I was wondering, I would just love to sit down and talk with you. You said, here's my personal email, which wasn't your personal email. And I'll make sure that you get in contact with the person you need in contact with. Well, here I am. It's over a year later. Still haven't gotten anything. So until I hear some of the support, I'm sorry. I can't. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Hi, James. How are you? No, Ryan couldn't protect the wheel of cheese. So that's pretty much it. I apologize, guys. I know it's been a while. I'm not going to sit there and beat a dead horse with a stick and talk about things that, or repeat the same thing over and over and over again. Y'all probably already hear it from everyone else. There's no point in hearing it from me too, but I will give you my 2 cents on what's going on. But I'm not going to sit there and give a 30-minute speech on one issue when it's pretty much the same thing as everybody else. I'll just talk about it. I'll cover it real quick. Let you know how I feel. If you want me to go more in depth in the situation or a issue, I'll be more than happy to. I will. But I want you guys to know I'm here for you for everything. The Coca-Cola Muppets issue, that's a mess. Again, I do have a family. I do work full time. So it is hard for me to be aware of all the issues that are going on right that second. I may not know till a day after because there is a lot of stuff that's going on. Or unless one of you guys contact me. Now, the reason being is because I do work full time. Obviously, once I get elected, I wouldn't be working full time. This would be my full time privilege to serve each and every single one of you, which will give me time to be there. And I'd have everything right there in front of my face. So that way I can actually be more apprised of all these situations that are going on right when they happen. And I'll let you guys know instantly how we're going to handle it or what we're going to do by moving forward. Terrence, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. James, thank you. It doesn't, John. I mean, I'm all about unity. I know, but a lot of people saying, why are you using the words unity? Biden used unity. Well, his version of unity is different than mine. For me, I'm tired of the fighting. The only person I will literally bash is Tim Ryan because I just want to have a civil conversation with him and figure out what the hell he's even not doing because he's not doing anything. I really wish he's got a great area. We're number one, guys. Youngstown is number one. Poorest city in the nation. I really want to know what Michelle LaPorte-Hagen, Mayor Tito, this Youngstown City Council, our commissioners, what are you guys all doing? You can't just blame Tim Ryan. It's everyone's fault. What are we going to do to stop this? We got the Chocan plant that's still sitting there. Nothing's happening. What are we going to be doing? Someone hit me up on, hey, Rob, why are you trying to give away some tax dollars for businesses coming? Well, first of all, the business is not here. So if we have a business come here and have a $4 million tax write-off for the first 5 years, that's not money we have anyways, period. But after 4 years, we will. And it's not just no taxes for the 4 years. It's depending on the type of business, we would give them a tax write-off, so that way it's an incentive to come here. And after that time has been allotted, that will be revenue for the area that we can improve, i.e. education, our police, health, a hospital, you name it, our roads. We can do it. We can bring it, we can build it back up. At which point we can bring Youngstown, or even just the Valley is my focus, the Valley. We can bring the Valley to a point where people would pay us to come here. Hey, we'd be more than happy to pay higher interest, or whatever the case is. There's things we can do. We want people to move in. Right now, no one wants to, so we need to find them because they don't want us, especially the fact that we actually just have been labeled the worst city in the nation. So if you're a XO, CO, a board of a company, whatever it is, you see that you're trying to expand and you see that Youngstown is the poorest city in the nation, the worst city in the nation. You really think you're going to want to plop your business right there? No, you're not. So we need to do what we can and build it back up. Dan, thanks for joining. Brian. That's another thing, Andrew. I know you say you want to support Timken. I right now I don't. I'm sorry. And that's the thing. All right, right there. We have some Republicans. I won't name who it is, but one person in particular, he says, why don't you support it? I can't believe you not. And since then, they haven't called me. You're seriously not going to call someone just because I don't support the person you support? That right there is a divide that we're trying to. And that's the reason why our Republican Party is divided. We need to bring our party back. We can't create another party. It's just going to cause it even harder for a good patriot to get elected in office. We need to bring our party back to the party of the people, which we are. But we need to understand, if I use you as an example, Andrew, let's say I did support Timken, but you don't. I'll still be your friend, or vice versa. We still can be. There's no reason why we can't have a civil conversation and still be friends, or because we don't support the same person. I know many of you out there supported Hagen, but I still support you. Some of you supported me. Some of you supported Hennon. Some of you, supported Lou. Why, I don't know. But we're all Republicans. We're all Americans, and we need to work for the better good. All because we don't support the same person doesn't mean we're not true patriots. All because I don't support Timken does not mean I'm not a Republican. I am. And the same thing with each and every one of you. If you guys don't support Timken, doesn't mean you're not a patriot. If you do support her, then that's fine. It doesn't mean you're not a true American. If you support her, that's outstanding. Do what you can. You feel that she is the best fit. Do what you can to help her get elected. You're not going to see a wall between me and you on that one. We can fix it. Believe it or not, Andrew, I'm actually going to CPAC on Wednesday night. I'll be there at the end of this week, every day. So I don't support Timken, to be honest, Andrew. I was just using that as an example. Exactly. That's the same reason why, because she doesn't give me the time of day. I want to give each and every single one of you the time of day, and I understand it's hard for me to respond to each of you, but at least I let you guys know that I am there for you. If Trump defects from the GOP, which side will you? Honestly, it depends. I want to see how, if Trump creates his own party. I'm not just going to jump because that's where Trump's going. I'm going to look, see what the basis is, see who's there, see how everything is actually ran in that party and everything. And maybe the Republican Party is getting fixed. I'm already I'll determine there. But honestly, I'm not just going to follow one person blindly. And I'm not going to just not leave the Republican Party. I'm American. Plain and simple. I don't really give a crap about R or D or a P if they're going to make the Patriot Party. I really don't care about the parties. I care more about the people than I do the party. The Republican Party claims that they are the party of the people. Well, they need to prove it. So when I go to CPAC this week, and I will be live streaming it, let's hope I don't get kicked out. That's all I got to say, because I will seriously drag a few of those guys by the ear and probably give them a earful of what the hell are you doing. But Terrence, I mean, I don't want to not answer your question, and I'm sorry for not answering your question, but I don't want to say it's more complicated than that. I'm not just going to follow Trump if he creates another political party. At that time, I'll assess my options and determine which one truly is who he puts in. I mean, because after all, I mean, again, I'm not trying to bash Trump. I support him. I do think he was defrauded the election. I think he's an asshole. I am an asshole. In a good way. He is. His administration did great for our country, but he did support Jane. He said he's a great person. So, I mean, it's like, I really want to know, did he just not know? Was he just playing the good guy by supporting Jane, who was the Ohio Republican chairwoman? It's just things like that I would want to know first. Like, who's actually going to be in charge of the party? Who's going to be involved? How are they going to help out candidates? Will they vet candidates before they bring someone in? Again, I'm not trying to leave it with this, but I'm not trying to bash Christina Hagan. I like her. She's a good person. However, they brought two individuals in, talked to both of them, and ended up supporting Christina Hagan. And the two people that they brought in to talk, it was Mary Taylor and Christina Hagan. They talked to both and said, we want one of you to run. And then Christina Hagan decided to run. The problem with that is, at that time, there was already 3 candidates running, announced their race, announced their candidacy for the last 7 months prior, myself included. But they didn't bother talking to us, getting to know us, know where we stand, know where our history was, know what's in our background. That's what I want to start seeing happening with a party. I want them, before they bring in one handpicked candidate, shouldn't happen. But they should definitely be, before they bring in somebody, talk to them. You never know. Maybe I never ran in a race before. This was my first race, and I did a damn good job, getting 11.5% with only $4,500, and the other 2 candidates who beat me spent over $300,000 to $400,000. That's good, and working, mind you, a 40 to 50 hour week, when the other 2 candidates didn't have to work. That's got to tell you something. But that's just what I want to do, Terrence. I just want to find out how the parties will be working. Because obviously, if they split, a lot of people are going to leave. We'll find out what's left of the Republican Party. Who didn't leave the Republican Party? We'll have to find out. But I'm not just going to blindly follow Trump unless he has a good plan. He always has so far. But I won't until I see everything set in stone. If that answers your question, Terrence. If not, send me a message. I'd be more than happy to talk more about that. With that being said, guys, I know these talks, my hour-long things I do, is just for me to talk to you. As I said in my last race, even if I lost, which I did, I would not go anywhere. I made that promise, and I'm a man of my word. I promise I will always be there. If I don't post something one day or 2 days, I'm still here. It just means I'm busy. Everyone knows my wife's going to school to be a nurse. She's 2 semesters and a half away. If you guys follow my personal page, my wife actually started her internship. So not only is she doing her clinicals, she's now doing an internship, which means she's working midnight. So it's kind of an adjustment. Excuse me. Yeah, and that's wrong, Terrence. I know you're right, and that's wrong. I wanted to prove I can do it without money, and I did prove I can do it. I didn't win, but I proved how much hard work can bring you. Obviously, the more money you have, the less work you do. But I wanted to prove to each and every single one of you, I'm willing to put my boots on, roll up my sleeves, pack my lunch pail. Literally, I have a lunch pail, all right, and get to work. And that right there, just lay down the foundation so you guys know who I am and what I really am all about. But if I don't post anything, I'm still here. I'm always here. My phone number's out there. I'm doing these talks so each and every single one of you know that I am here. Now, that way you know me and how I think on each situation. And what that's going to do for you is know how I will be when I am elected in office. How will I address each situation? This happened about 3 years ago. That's right. Rob's there. I know how he's going to do it because that's how he said he was going to do it. And I got it. But all these other candidates, all these other officials, even the ones who won, they disappeared. Yeah, you might see one post something here and there, but about anything, really you don't see much. One of the candidates who lost, all they're doing is screenshotting someone else's Twitter and then just putting one sentence and that's it. That's really not voicing who they are. They're not giving you their actual true opinion on the situation. They're just mimicking someone else's opinion. I want you guys to know my opinion for everything. How I feel, what I believe in each situation, no matter what it is, whether it's local, federal, worldwide, I don't care. I want you guys to know because I want you to know me. So with that being said, you guys are awesome. If you have any questions, my phone number is 330-531-1007 or find me on Facebook. I'm always there. Send me a message. I'll respond. If I don't respond right away, then just give me a little time. If you guys want to contact me on my phone, the best way truly is to text me. Obviously, you guys all know I probably said about 100 times already today, but I do work full time. I can't answer my phone when I'm at work. If I do answer the phone, it's probably because I'm waiting for a contractor to call me or whatnot, but I can't sit there and actually have an hour-long conversation with you at that time, which is why a text is better. You send me a text, we can set up something, and I will call you, or we can meet for coffee. Be more than happy to, or a soda, just not Coca-Cola. All right. Thank you all. God bless you all. God bless America, and I'll talk to you all soon.